Hey there, Pisces. Hope you are well today. We're going to be checking in for the next 3 months to see what's happening with money and career and how to best support your journey right now. So we're going to do a three-part spread to look at each month, and then we'll dive in a little further to clarify. If you're really in a place that you are looking to create an abundant business, understanding what it takes to create the abundance in your life when it comes to your own business, your own dreams, I have got a download available for you. It's free for you to really connect in to creating the abundant business that you want. There's 11 steps there on what you can start doing to really attract and make it happen. So check that out. The link is below in the comments. So we're looking at Pisces Sun, Moon and Rising for October, November and December when it comes to your money and career. So let's have a peek at what is happening for you. Thank you, Spirit. On how we can best support Pisces over the next 3 months and guide them on their journey. It's brought out 2, so I'm just going to take it for the month of December. That's interesting because those 2 cards came out the other day. All right, let's check what's happening here, Pisces. These cards are so big, but that's okay. Well, they're just flying out, aren't they? So that's nice. This is looking good, Pisces. All right, so as we look at the month of October, the overall energy is talking about a time for healing, and then we move into triumph and new beginnings. So whatever that you're breaking through from, Pisces, in the month of October, when I think of a time for healing, I have a feeling for some of you, this is like part of the work that you're doing. In addition to your own growth, I feel that you perhaps will be helping others heal on their journey. Maybe it's a part of the work that you're doing. Maybe it's like a segment of something that you do, but I feel like this is associated more to your work rather than to your healing journey. Pisces, I think we're always on a healing aspect, but this is one that is, when I look at that moon, I'm looking at like it's just before the new moon energy. So I feel like this is a time of where new things are coming. You've officially released all, things that have kind of set you back, held you back, and you're really now in a place where you're stepping into what you need to do. And I feel like a lot of you, this is like working and healing others along the way. And I'm not saying fixing people, but I feel like giving the tools, the resources, and what they need on how to really step into their own lives and their own path. Maybe you're a healer, as in a spiritual healer. Maybe you're a counselor. Maybe naturally that's the work that you do through your job or through your business. As we look further here, we're seeing triumph and new beginnings. So what I'm finding interesting here, Pisces, is that perhaps through this work that you're doing, you're noticing the success that is coming. This is something that you've been standing up in terms of your truth, where you're going, and it's kind of like the victory that you have been seeing, or it's saying succeeding, but that's not the word. It doesn't. I just feel here that whatever direction that you're going, wherever you've been focused. I mean, this is like a major arcana card. So this, the triumph is about the victory is about the rewards, is about the success and everything kind of paying off. But I think what's happened along the way is that you've let go of a lot of things, and it's flowed in and it's flowing in. And that's what you're going to see in the month of October. I think things are really going to start taking off for you, and it's putting you on a path of, oh, wow, this is working, this is happening. I'm actually really enjoying this. And I think in some way you're going to surprise yourself on what comes together, what works out for you. Because even though what I love, if you've held a vision and you go and take that business guide that I have down in the link below, it's going to give you the steps on how to really step into the business that you want. And I feel if you're holding that vision and working towards that without worrying about the how, it's all going to show up here for you. And I feel that is what is happening right here for you, Pisces. And you take this leap, you take this step, you take this path of knowing and trusting that whatever's coming next, you're welcoming it, because you're so clear on the outcome, on the vision of your life, but you're not worried about how you're going to get there, because you know that spirit has got you back, and you know that your own intuition is dialed in. So you'll be able to easily take the steps forward that you need to take to make what you want happen. And I feel like October, that is what's going to occur, and that's what's really going to open up for you. But a big part is having the releasing aspect, and then the vision of where you want to go. So if, being still in September, if you're here at that point in time, the time for healing may be what is coming to an end. But like I said, where you're going to step in and start helping, supporting others through your work. And then you've got surrender to the divine, discontent and boredom, and then harmony. So this is about union, connection. But what's really interesting with surrender to the divine, I feel like as you move into November, you've recognized your power so deeply, Pisces, that when you just go with the flow of your intuition and where you're meant to be, the things will fall in place, okay? Sometimes it's not knowing the how, but just trusting that you are led by spirit, because I feel like you're on the verge again of another massive breakthrough when it comes to your career and finances. And a part of that too, it's like, I'm doing all this work and I don't know, like along the way or something, I don't know if you lose your spark a little, but I think that it could be that you're working alone and not really working with a whole bunch of people. And this could be like, am I on the right path? Am I doing what I'm meant to be doing? But as you keep doing the work throughout November, what you're going to see is you're going to come into union with people that's going to support your journey. Sometimes we need to have space open, right? And surrender to what's meant to come in, to what's meant for us and what's on our journey. So again, by getting clear on what it is that you want, sometimes there is just a period of just doing where we may not feel fully lit up. And it doesn't mean that you can't get into that energy or space, but I think what's going to happen is that you've just been on such a high through October that you kind of get here and going, oh, okay, this is kind of like dim down a bit. And I think for you, that's a bit of a concern, because you like to be active in it, doing, even though you like to be alone at times, I think there's this part of you that's like needs a little bit of recharging again and being connected to people and things. So, but that's part of the journey of success, Pisces. So as you're moving through, like I said, October, where things are like really kicking off, lots of magic's happening, and then all of a sudden you're getting to a place where things have quietened down a bit, it doesn't mean that that it's not meant for you. It just means that there's more work to be done under the surface. The right people that need to come in need to get their own shit together. And again, it's this kind of energetic attraction. But the union and what it is that you're wanting to achieve is going to come in place. So this could be like clients, business partnerships. This could be a potential like family member or significant other that you end up doing some work with, and joining in that respect. But you've got here, nothing is yet set in stone, firm foundation and throat chakra. And you've also got, it's time to take action. Okay. And this is interesting because these two came out in, I think, a reading this week already. But what I'm loving about this, Pisces, is that, again, I think you should really check out this checklist or this business guide that I have for you below. But what is one key thing is that when nothing is yet set in stone and it's time to take action, it's letting you know that spirit is in a place where it's not about the how and the specificity of exactly steps and actions that you need to take on the in between. What it is like you have a vision and you know what that outcome of that vision is. You know when you get there how you're going to feel, how everything is going to be, what is going to come together, the magic that's behind it, all the things, right? But along the path, things need to be flexible and fluid, okay? And being in that high frequency to work and do the work, but knowing what and where to go. And that's a big part of nothing being set in stone. It's part of neurolinguistics, which is the way our mind and programming works, is that if you want to succeed and win, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is be flexible in the approach and being able to maneuver and shift and pivot when you need to without putting stress and burden on yourself, and knowing how to master that. And I feel that this is a really significant piece to the puzzle, Pisces, as you move into December, because I think as things ramp up, things slow down, things ramp up again, don't get too fixated on how things are meant to be. Just be fixated on what it is that you desire. Okay, a big difference. But as you take action, you'll know that where you're meant to go, where you're meant to shift to, where, what stream you're meant to take next. And you will have that clarity as you move forward. I think that as you step through, what you will be building is this foundation, and one that feels secure, one that feels safe. And I find it really interesting how both of these relate to our chakras, okay? One being, our base chakra, which yes, is based on money, a sense of security, and knowing that wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, that you are supported through the journey. And this is to let you know, yes, you are supported in the journey. It's interesting you got 2 4s here. But then we move to the throat chakra. So I feel a big part of you, Pisces, is using your voice more and communicating in a way that's going to support your truth, that's also going to support what it is that you need to do and the work that you need to do, in a sense of, I feel like this is a leadership. When I look at firm foundation and the throat chakra, this is about you being a leader and really stepping into that aspect of leadership, but using your voice, stepping into a place that you can speak your truth, but it's one that's delivered with intelligence, intuition connected to that as well. So if you are finding right now that using your voice and communicating that way is a little different for you, or it's not one that you would lead with first, I feel that things are going to start changing in December. It could be too that as you grow, Pisces, and as you solidify your place in your career, in your work, or your finances, what's happening is that there's recognition for that, and you might have people come on in and ask you to do a lot of, potentially speaking gigs or podcasts or something of that nature. So just be mindful of that as that is coming up and coming through. So we're going to dive a bit deeper to see what else Spirit has for you. All right, Pisces. Well, you've got the Lovers card twice. So there's definitely, I feel, some form of union, connection, commitment happening when it's coming to your career. Could this be love? It could be love, but I think this is more to do with the work that you're doing. But it could be in partnership with someone, like a spouse, a significant other as well. I mean, there's a lot of union here. There's a lot of union here in the month of November. So if a lot of you are looking for a partnership of some kind, I feel that's coming through pretty significantly. Just going to get 2 more here on the 10s just to see what they are as we're moving in, Pisces. Oh, it's giving me 3. Okay. So as we go a little bit deeper in October, Pisces, there is something that you're really standing up for when it comes to your healing, your path, your journey. With the Nine of Wands, this is, I feel, you're helping. I really do feel this is a lot of you helping people stand up for their truth and who they are. It's kind of like your motivational and help, like guiding a path for people, okay, is what I feel. Or you're being seen as that. And it's really putting you in a place of what you feel connected doing and what comes naturally. So you might find through that work just sparks up because that is something that's very connected to who you really are and in alignment, and just opportunities open up. It's kind of what I'm feeling here with the Nine of Wands and a time for healing. When it comes to the Triumph and the Lovers, again, this is really about going after what you want and claiming it, Pisces. While I do see like the Lovers card there, and you can think of a loving relationship, I do feel that wherever you're going and whatever you're doing, there is love connected to it. It could be people, it could be things and places, but it also too is a place where you feel connected and in balance, in harmony within yourself. And connecting like the two versions of you, meaning, you know, the shadow side and not the shadow side, but also to the your masculine and feminine side are coming together in success to achieve what you need to achieve. I just feel like there's some part of you that's really balancing out and getting connected to the right people, the right places, and the right things in terms of taking action towards. Like you've just got this clarity about you knowing what you need to do. With the new beginnings, we've got the Knight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So you're moving away, Pisces, from this energy of feeling like you haven't had enough, of perhaps too there's been a shift in mindset of, you know, living in a little poverty thinking, into stepping into a place of just getting more connected to your thoughts. I think there's just a little battle that all of us go through at times, but I feel like there's just a little bit of battle in October of trying to stay in the high vibrational energy when it comes to this new beginning and trusting in the process. While I think, you know, you feel it and believe this new path, this new journey you're going on, I think there's just some mental conflict that you're experiencing along the way. One that is like, oh my God, this is so amazing, this is so happening, this is so good. And then it's like, you kind of like, holy shit, is this happening? I can't believe it. What if I fuck it up? And so I feel like that's a little ebb and flow what's happening here through November, but that's because so many things are coming your way and opportunities coming on in, and you're getting the wins. And sometimes too, it's kind of like that little bit of self-sabotage that happens, which, look, it's natural, but it's knowing how to use your mind to really knowing what to let in, what to cancel and reject, okay? As you've got surrender to the divine, you've got the King of Cups. So this to me is really dropping into your heart space, Pisces, and being one with yourself. I feel like this is like being one with yourself, but your higher self, one that is in a place of like trust and compassion for yourself, but for others as you move through. And I think there's a part of you along this path that's coming on through where I feel like you're going to be setting new boundaries. That's coming from a really warm heart space. A part of you surrendering to the divine is also staying purpose driven on your path and your journey. And I feel like that's what's happening here with the King of Cups energy showing up. The King of Cups makes decisions that is very thoughtful in his approach. He knows how to communicate in a way that is warming, trusting, that brings win-win solutions, is what I'm getting here. And surrendering to the divine is a part of you doing that for yourself. Trusting in yourself as you move forward and the work that you're meant to be doing, but also, you know, being okay to cast out what it is that you don't want and what it is you don't want to bring in, because you're trusting so much in the divine that you know you need to leave space open for the magic to happen and occur. So as the discontentment and boredom may set in, like I said, I think you've just been so busy through the month of October that things perhaps slow down a little bit. And I don't mean slow down as in slow down in money or I just think slow down in activity, right? Because Pisces, you're probably like to be going, you know, going in a way of like doing what it is that you want to do, like getting a little bit distracted over here, oh, I got to work on this now. Oh, this has come on in. And I think that kind of just goes to a little bit of a standstill in November, and not in a bad way. I just think you've started to finesse the work that you're doing and got into a groove, and things are really balancing out here for you. But for some reason, you're taking it like, oh my God, I need more than this. But I think that's just going to allow you to attract more in. You could find too that through this, someone comes in to work with you. So again, I feel like you're bringing in more clients, more opportunities are showing up. And as that happens, it's like you get to step back into this space of creativity. You host, I feel like you're hosting things. I feel like there's a part of you too that's getting so happy with what you're creating and what you're becoming, that there's this sense of freedom. And if you are in a relationship, or perhaps even seeking one, I just feel like there's a lot of balance, a lot of harmony, and a lot of connectedness, because you're finally doing what you want to do, Pisces, and you're getting the rewards and benefits with that. But even though things I feel may have been okay, I think there's been a little bit of sense of lack of, what I should say, I feel like there's been a lot more focus on yourself to stay in a good place. As we've seen here, there's going to, perhaps a little ebb and flow, a little up and down in your feelings, because you're doing really well and then you're freaking out. Oh my God, am I actually doing that well? And even though it's an internal thing, I think it's reflecting outside, right? Because whatever's going on the inside is kind of expanding outside, we just may not realize. But I think as you're having this success, and as things pick up and you balance out how you're feeling as part of the approach and part of the work that you're doing, that this Four of Wands energy and the harmony, this could be a union where there's more connectedness, more depth in a relationship, and one that's really making you feel so I just feel like this contentment, this trust, this balance that's coming on in for you in a relationship, or one that perhaps enters, it just works because you're not so focused on it, in a sense of putting energy in there, like you're trying to, I need to know what's happening. How's this working? What are we doing? Rather, you're just going with the flow because you're really connected to the work that you're doing. So it gives it space to do what it needs to do and flourish in its own way. And it's kind of like that surrendering to the divine aspect of what's happening in that dynamic as well. But this could be a business partnership that's coming to life. But like I said, things are happening in a very natural state because you're just being really open, Pisces. And I think in November, you're stepping up into this new energy, which is really wonderful. As we've talked about, nothing is yet set in stone, and it's time to take action. What I love about this Mother Star card is this is about saying yes to what gives you that yes energy and being really clear on that. We did talk about a little bit earlier about setting boundaries and being clear on what it is that you want. And I feel, again, just keep focusing on the outcome, what it is that you desire. So whatever that goal is, keep focusing on that, because the path will open up for you as you take action. You'll know exactly what you need to do. So the firm foundation for you, Pisces, I feel like this is an important aspect to prove to yourself that you can make this happen and you can do it on your own. And what I mean by that is that you don't have to be reliant on anyone else to create your financial success and wealth. And I feel like there is a lot of burden and heaviness that comes with that. But as the success arrives, as the financial gains come in, you are starting to recognize, holy shit, I have done it. And you claim it, right? I have done it. What I've wanted, it's here. Holy shit, it's incredible. And you create that firm foundation that you've been seeking. So it's coming on in. The work ends up paying off, and I think you're handsomely or sexily rewarded financially for that. But also is coming to an end, Pisces. I feel like there was or is some form of communication that need to happen or occur as well. What I'm getting with the 10 of Swords and the throat chakra, something that you needed to speak up to, something that you needed to share in terms of your truth. And maybe it could just be like releasing an aspect of you, of the journey that you've had over the last 3 months, and kind of sharing it with someone or people to let them know, even though you've had this great success, it's been a path for you as well. And I think there's some truths and some things that you're finally sharing, or, something that you just are closing out that kind of needed to be said I don't feel any angst or anything difficult there. I just think that if there's anyone that's been giving you some undue pressure, you stay well in keeping yourself together and doing what you need to do. But I feel like a big part of it is that there's just something that you needed to be honest and speak up about that may have been happening for you over the 3-month period as you're coming out of December. But you've also got the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups here as well, which is really, further clarifying here, Pisces, that as you have the success, as you have all this financial gain and abundance coming on in, that there's new beginnings that will come up. There's new opportunities, there's new news, there's new, I think, forms of creativity that are sparking, and Spirit is leading you in wonderful directions, and opportunities are just going to come in. But what is wonderful is these opportunities are so connected to a place of like what it is that you want, like your burning heart desires. And I think this is a really exciting time for you, Pisces, to really acknowledge how far you've come. And I think you're going to have like one of the best end of year experiences, whether you celebrate Christmas or something else, that I just feel you are in a really abundant place and you have pulled off whatever that you want to pull off. You have created the desires and whatever else that you've been wanting. But what's really interesting is I think there's a part of you that is concerned, I don't know how to do it or how to make it happen. And I think it's important to recognize you don't need to know the how, you just need to be clear on your vision. I'm going to get some final messages from Spirit on what's going to best support you on this journey, okay? Thank you. So for the month of October, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So there's a part of you that's going to get more connected. And I feel this too. Maybe you're doing a lot more work to balance yourself out, Pisces. And this could be, in terms of meditation and things like that. And I think perhaps as that levels up, that's going to help you get more connected to where you need to be and where you need to go. For the month of October, you've got Freya, phases and cycles. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So I wonder for some of you with this aspect, because there's a lot of connection happening in the month of November. I think it starts off a bit slow of like where you're like, oh, it's a bit quiet. And I think things pick up very quickly. But I feel like there's a lot of things happening for you in the month of November. And with this, I just think there's a new spark and a new change, but something that's really exciting for you, Pisces. You might find too that whatever with this boredom energy that you have, as it balances out, I think there's things that are going to really show up for you that maybe you kind of felt it and believed it was coming, but it just comes out of nowhere because you've truly surrendered in the month of November and just really doing you and focusing on yourself. So as you move into December, you've got El Moye. This is awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. That's really interesting because I know that this is the crown chakra, but he's holding the blue stone. So I wonder with this, and because there are some endings here, and this is interesting with the phases and cycles and the endings, maybe these were meant to be reversed on the way they fell out. But I feel with this awakening presence, there's a lot of things that you're letting go and a new cycle is beginning, Pisces. But I feel with this new cycle, and it's talking about protection, I feel like this is just also too, like, not allowing other people to challenge your communication or put you in a place where you're not communicating from a place in a heart-centered aspect. That seems to be coming up for some reason with this protection and love. I think it's protecting your energy where you're not letting people, I don't know if it's interject, but where they're not coming in be jerks basically. And Pisces, I know you're very good at when you need to tell people how things are and upfront, but at the same time, I know we hold back making sure everyone's happy. So I feel like, again, it's going to depend what type of energy that you're in, but when you're coming from a space of higher self and connectedness, no one can rattle you. But I feel like maybe that's where, with this protection and love, that something that you need to say, you will say, but you'll know exactly how to say it in support of yourself and clearing out whatever this last part that you need to clear out is. I'm going to leave that with you, Pisces. There's a lot happening over the next few months, but you're definitely expanding, moving to new heights, and this is an exciting path for you. And there is abundance definitely coming in, and you'll see a whole bucket load as it enters into December. I'm going to leave that with you. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. Absolutely appreciate you. Bye now.